Hi, this is Mary the Medicine Woman, and this video goes along with my blog post called How to Respond to Fear and Worry. And joining me in this very important discussion is my lovely daughter, Ariel, and we're going to discuss two things. The first thing is how to respond when you're around a lot of people that are in a state of fear and worry. And then number two, how to replenish yourself, how to recreate yourself and rest so that you're stronger for what you need to do. So Ariel and I have very different views on this and different ways of being. Mm-hmm. And I think you're much better than I am. So when I am much better, I very much get wrapped up in fear and worry, and I'm very sensitive to fear and worry. And when this pandemic happened, I was not as afraid of a virus, but afraid of all the panic that was around me, and I had a really hard time just navigating that. I really felt it. What was it like for you, or what is it like for you when people are worried around you and scared? And
so I think I'm pretty sensitive to how people are feeling too. That's probably a trait that I get from you.
Okay.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I think how people are around me affects how I feel too. But I think what helps me is just distinguishing between, is this my feeling or is it their feeling that's being echoed on to me.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of practice, and I'm not perfect at it at all, but just sitting and being like, do I feel concerned about the virus, for example? No, I don't. So my anxiety that I'm feeling must be secondhand anxiety from what other people are feeling.
Yes, you coined it. I love that, secondhand anxiety.
I call it secondhand anxiety.
I love that.
Yeah.
What are you experiencing? Is it your own stuff or is it somebody else's? I think that's a really great practice to cultivate within yourself. Because if it's yours, then you can find ways to work through that on your own. And that's a different topic. But if it's coming from somebody else, that must be really liberating when you get that right. Like, oh, that's not mine, so I'm not going to pick that up.
Exactly. It's not my responsibility to take that on. Sorry.
Right.
It's, once you distinguish it, you're like, okay, that is theirs. Mm-hmm. And then you can go from there. Will I be an emotional support for this person or whatever? Or do I need time for myself because this is freaking me out too much? Mm-hmm. Then you decide. Then you make your decision. Then
you make the decision once you I think that's really great. And before we go into taking time for yourself, so we're not saying that if you're around panic and fear that you're angry about it or judgmental towards it. You're very good. One of the most calming forces in this house, Ariel. Can you be a support for that person? And if you're in a good place, you can be a support. Like many of us are leaders in healthcare, and it's a challenging time right now. You have to stay in a good place in order to keep doing your good work, whatever that work may be.
Yes.
And so I love that. So your thing is determining whether or not it's secondhand anxiety, and then deciding what's going to be your role in it. I love that. That's very clean and very, very insightful. And then if you decide your role is not going to be to be a support for that person in that moment, let's go into what you can do for yourself. If you need to regroup, replenish. I can't even think of a word because I don't do it enough. I don't know. What's that called?
It's like refilling your cup. You know,
Love
it's like you can't fill up other people's cups if yours is empty. So you need to make sure your cup is full. So, for example, what I like to do when I need to refill my cup and I need to, take care of myself so that I can then take care of other people, I will take what's called Introvert Time, and I'll say, goodbye, family. I'll see you in a little bit. I need to go by myself down to the basement, put the fairy lights on, play ukulele, play guitar.
Love that.
Do creative writing, something creative and something that I do just by myself.
Just for you.
And then I do that for some time, and then I can emerge from my chrysalis feeling bigger and better than ever.
You set such a good example for us, because we don't do that. I don't do that.
It's hard to say no, and it's hard to
It's hard for me to say no.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people.
It's exactly.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Especially if you have a large capacity and you're smart and you're insightful and you have a lot to give and you're supportive and you're the person people go to. It's hard to say no to allow yourself to fill your
Up
cup.
Your cup. Mm-hmm.
I love that. One of the things that Dad says is what he does for me is I try to create, what does he even call it? Try to create a really nice space for you at home, a haven, a sanctuary. He said a sanctuary. No. So I try to create a sanctuary for you. And I'm like, he does do that.
Yeah, he does. He keeps things clean. He keeps things organized.
Right. And I should really take a moment to really appreciate that, and then maybe leave my worries and concerns after my long shifts at the door.
Yeah.
And come into my safe space.
Yeah.
And maybe get some introvert time.
Yeah.
Like you do.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I think you're so smart.
Thanks, Mama.
All right, so thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it, and remember to take a walk, eat a vegetable, think a happy thought. Boop.